when you look at the numbers, veterans, they are the best that we have to offer in our overall franchisee base.
They know how to work with teams. They know how to coach and develop talent. They can react to changes or things that were unexpected inside of the business environment.
It's a very smooth transition for our veterans because what they saw in the military and what they experienced in the military, I think they get a lot of that same feeling of camaraderie and family and sense of purpose that a lot of them are looking for when they come to 7-Eleven.
Franchising is a special type of entrepreneurship. A franchisee, they own their business, but a franchisor provides a well-developed, well-designed business system for them to operate. There's 63,000 7-Elevens all across the globe. In the United States, we've got nearly 9,000 7-Eleven stores. Almost 90% of those are franchised. And so that's a lot of stores, so we have a lot of buying power that make being a franchisee inside of the 7-Eleven system pretty attractive opportunity. We've got a fantastic example of veterans who have franchised with 7-Eleven. Charles and Theresa Williams transitioned from the military just a few years ago. They embody those skills, those characteristics that we have seen successful franchisees demonstrate.
It was scary at first because it's not easy to just get out after doing the same thing for 24 years.
I wanted him to kind of show me that he was ready to get out, making sure that he understood that being in the military and being in the civilian sector was going to be different.
One of the biggest challenges I've seen with transitioning veterans is that they oftentimes are not as confident about what they bring to the civilian or the private sector.
You got a lot of questions going on in your mind. Am I going to do this? Am I going to be successful at this?
I tell them, you bring something that is probably the most difficult thing to coach and to teach, and that's the leadership skills. We can teach you how to run a convenience store. In fact, we spend a lot of time teaching you how to run a convenience store. What's harder to do is to teach those leadership skills. And our veterans have spent years, in fact, some of them have spent their entire career developing those leadership skills. And I think that's one of the reasons they are so successful.
After being in charge of 300 people, my leadership skills, my training skills, I mean, I'm marketable. I thought about it. Well, why work for someone when I can open my own business?
The first store that Charles and Theresa received was in July 11th, 2012. And now, 5 years later, they have 3 stores and they are working on now their 4th store. The one thing you're going to find with Charles is he is very humble.
How you doing? Nice meeting you. All right.
And his humility level of like, hey guy, you know, you have 3 stores. He's like, no. These aren't my stores. These are my community stores. These are my neighborhood stores. These are my customer stores.
Yeah. Our stores are surrounded by Fort Hood, so we get a lot of soldiers in the morning that come in for coffee. It's kind of like I'm still serving, taking care of them in the morning, coming in, making sure they get that, the hot coffee in the morning. Or most of them sit down and they come in. If they have any problems, and it's happened, come in and talk to me about some things, and I could probably give them some advice on some stuff prior to them going to work.
The more engaged a franchisee is inside of their community, the more successful their business is likely to be. And the more successful their business is likely to be in a shorter period of time. So as our veterans have become franchisees inside of our system, they engage the community.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
Not just because it's good for their business, it's because they're wired for service. And being wired for service, as I mentioned, just happens to be great for the business. So it's really a great fit.
When I came on board, I started out working in a store. That was my first role, was a store manager. And then I worked my way to a field consultant and on to a franchise sales manager. So it wasn't, that I'm out here saying, hey, come and franchise 7-Eleven without knowing what that's like on a day-to-day basis.
When you look at all levels of our company, there's a significant veteran presence throughout, and that goes from executive level all the way down through middle management and even at store level.
We have a very impactful veterans initiative that offers a substantial discount to veterans. If you transitioned out of the military within the last 5 years, that discount is 20%. If it was longer, then it's 10%. We also finance for veterans.
When I get into something, I want to advance. You want to continue to climb that ladder, and I learned that from the military also. Thinking about getting our 4th store, and it's on the way. We're going to sit down and talk about it, and we're going to make it happen.